These are the most insane final techs that you can use right now to win every game you play. Let's get started. If you're playing any class with any sort of explosive, you can put these explosives on barrels and create an insane projectile that can one-shot most classes. It works best on heavy with the C4, but you can use light breaching charge or medium's explosive mines as well. You do have to direct impact the target with the explosive mine though, since you can't detonate it. For heavy and light though, just put the bomb on a barrel, then left click to launch the barrel at someone and right click to blow it up once it gets close enough. I find that the orange and red barrels work the best, but you can use gas barrels or smoke barrels for a pretty strong effect. If you're playing heavy, any barrel with 2 C4 can one-shot any class, so be careful if you see someone with a barrel in your vicinity. If you're in desperate need of a cash out and you don't have time to fight the teams around you, if you have 2 mediums running the heal beam and a heavy, you can try and steal the cash out last second. Make sure both mediums have the heal beam on the heavy the entire time, and if you time it right and they aren't paying attention, you can get away with some crazy last second steals. If you're running 2 heavies, you can also use one of the heavies to shield the person stealing, as well as keeping the heal beam on the person stealing. It'll only work sometimes, but you really only need it to work once per match. If you're worried about nukes or any other projectile, you can run the APS turret on medium and put it on a barrel. This way, if you carry it around with you, any nuke that gets close enough to you will have the C4 zapped off. The barrel may still explode, but without the C4, it shouldn't be enough to one-shot you. I personally recommend putting it on a goo barrel, since if it gets shot or the APS turret gets broken, you can use it as a barricade to protect yourself. This one isn't as much of a tip, but it's more important than you think. Listen to your team when they think they hear something. It's never a bad idea to double check your surroundings, and best case scenario, you just wasted a little bit of time, but you have the assurance that you're not about to get jumped. I unfortunately learned this one the hard way when playing with my friends.
They're to our left, they're behind us, they're like right in front of us.
Let's see. Where are you?
I don't know, I'm hearing footsteps all around.
You're schizoid right now. Oh! Listen to your team if they think they hear something or see something. Trust me, it'll work out for you better in the end. If you're playing medium, you have the option of running explosive mines. If that's your type of thing, I strongly recommend stacking them up. They got nerfed recently, so it won't one-shot a light anymore, but if you stack 2 mines, it's almost enough to one-shot a heavy. I recommend putting them on doorways with the door shut or at the top of ladders. Just anywhere that people won't immediately see them or expect them. Another gameplay tip, if you're about to not qualify, literally never give up before it's over. There's been so many games where me and my team have qualified last second from an insane steal. Even if there's no time left or every team is on the cash out, always try. It's better to go for it and lose than give up just because you think there's not much time left. I know this doesn't seem like much of a tip, but you'd be surprised how many times people have given up just because it doesn't seem possible. If you're playing heavy, you can actually knock the cash out over by meleeing it. If you put a C4 where it'll land, you can completely hide it and then detonate it when someone is stealing. The blast will still go through the cash out, and if you put 2 C4 on, it'll one-shot any class. This next tip is a bit more scummy, but you can put the turret from the medium class on a barrel and carry it with you. Since the turret has near 100% accuracy, it can be super annoying for enemy teams to worry about both the turret shooting at them and your team. I would also recommend a goo barrel for this tech, since it won't blow up in your face if someone shoots the barrel. Again, this is really annoying to play against, so please use it sparingly. Don't be afraid to move away from the cash out. If you're in a position where your team is probably going to get wiped, then reposition. If you have enough time, group up, token res, and full reset. If you don't have time for all that, just try and get another angle on the cash out. You could either blow it up from below to stop the steal, or get a longer angle on it and shoot back. Regardless, whatever you do is probably better than just getting team wiped and losing the cash out anyways. Playing time and staying alive is one of the best things you can do in this game, especially when time is low. Another similar tip is if you're about to get the cash out, but you're also about to get team wiped, try and get team wiped before the cash out ends. This way the minus 30% you get won't be as bad since you have less money overall. Be careful though, because if you mistime this and get wiped too early, another team might have the chance to steal the cash out. But you'll know when you have it in the bag for sure, and it's safe to get team wiped. It just takes some time and game sense. If someone on your team is stealing the cash out and you're playing heavy, use your body and the shield to protect them. Even if you die, sometimes stealing the cash out at the end can be the difference between winning and losing. Stay as close to the person stealing as possible and exhaust every resource you have to keep them alive. Especially for a last second steal, a heavy with a dome shield and an arm shield can make such a difference. For the last tip, it may be a bit more well known, but you can actually bunny hop off of zip lines and jump pads to keep a lot of your momentum. Just spam space when you land and you can get some pretty crazy distance. You can use the directional jump pads around some maps or personal jump pads and zip lines, and all of them work relatively well. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite tip was, and leave a like if you learned something new. Now go watch this video where I tell you what your favorite game says about you.